God, Silver Flames just dropped to the floor and it makes me very sad. Where do I put the books I've already talked about now? Sorry. I just like Hades. I don't know, I always did. Hi guys, I'm back. I am here for another book haul. You've heard that right. Haven't I filmed a book haul with like a lot of books not so long ago? Yes. Did I buy a lot of books in the meantime? Also yes. My bookshelf will look a lot less packed once I gather all the books I want to show you today. So let me quickly do that. How am I going to do this now? These are the books I bought. My babies. As you can see, I just eliminated this whole top part of my bookshelf because most of them have been sitting there. And I realized that one book is missing. There's one more book to this new collection, but I'm currently reading it. So it's on my nightstand table and I don't feel like bringing it here, so I will just put a picture somewhere once I talk about it. So let's go through the only one book that doesn't fit the category of other books that are in this pile, and it's actually a classic. I bought Emma by Jane Austen. If you've been following this channel for some time, you may remember that I started reading Pride and Prejudice like April last year maybe. I'm still not finished. I'm still reading it. Let me quickly show you the progress I made. I don't have that much left. I have read more than half of it, and I have to say the story got more interesting lately. I just don't know what my issue is, because I've read other classics that I liked a lot. Pride and Prejudice just doesn't do it for me. I don't know why. Maybe the story is just not what I want to read. Maybe, honestly, I'm too stupid for Jane Austen's writing style. Let's see. But I've heard that a lot of people really like Emma by Jane Austen. I have never seen the movie. I'm not sure what this book is about, other than it's a woman named Emma and she basically doesn't want to get married, so she kind of plays matchmaker for a lot of other couples. I think that sounds interesting. I loved this cover. I saw it in the bookstore and it was only €5, $4.79. So I had to pick it up, and I will give Jane Austen another chance for me. Maybe it's just that I'm not a Pride and Prejudice girl and I will be an Emma girl. Let's see. I will keep you posted if I ever pick it up or if it will just look pretty in my bookshelf. We will see. Okay, now the second thing, untypical of this book haul, is that I actually went into the store and only bought the first book of a series. Very unlike me. Normally I go in the store and if I see a series that I might like, I buy the whole series. And then sometimes I start reading the first book and I'm like, I don't like it. And now I have a whole series of books in my collection. So I tried doing something differently this time. Only bought the first book. Does it bother me to only have the first part of the series in the bookshelf, even though I haven't read it yet? For sure. So will I go and buy the other parts, even though I haven't read this yet? For sure. I'm just on a book buying ban, because we are moving into another flat and I don't want... I mean, we already have to carry all these books onto the second floor, like in a new building. And I know people will get mad at me when they have to help and they have to carry a box full of books. So I'm trying not to buy new ones until we've moved there. And then I can happily carry them upstairs again. But yeah, I bought The Poppy War. It's a fantasy series about a warrior girl, I think. And she has some kind of special powers and she's an outcast somehow. I don't really know much about the plot. The thing I know is that people were devastated reading the series and that they cried their eyes out. And I hope this will happen because I haven't had a book made me like ugly cry in a long time. I know a lot of people had this with Song of Achilles. I didn't shed a single tear reading A Song of Achilles. And I don't know if this is because I've gone emotionally numb, but that can be true because sometimes I see a TikTok of an old person eating alone and then I'm crying. So I don't know what was wrong with me reading the Song of Achilles and not crying. I hope this one will do it for me. And if you're one of the people who understands me, you will know what I mean with I want a book that makes me cry. And if you're not one of these people, you think I have severe issues, and I don't know what to say about that. Do I do Sarah J. Maas now or do I do it at the end? You know what, we're doing it now. I've been avoiding Sarah J. Maas books for the last year, let's say, when I got back into reading fantasy, because I thought it was overhyped. I am on TikTok a lot of times and I've seen a lot of ACOTAR things and I was like, oh, everybody's reading ACOTAR, is it really that good? I don't know, I don't want to be like underwhelmed like I was with a lot of hyped TikTok books, and so I didn't read it, but my best book buddy did. And she tried to force me to read this series for I don't know how long, until it was my birthday, and she just gifted me this whole box set of books and was like, here, now you have to read it. And I could not be more thankful that this had happened, because if I tell you I haven't loved a book series since I read Star-Crossed at like 13 years old, this is what did it for me. That's my adult obsession of the Star-Crossed series. It is A Court of Thorns and Roses, especially the second book. I know it's a lot of people's favorite book, so I'm kind of basic here, but A Court of Mist and Fury has my whole heart. And if you want to say one single bad thing about it, I won't listen to you. I get that not everyone likes the series. I get that there are some scenes that might be problematic and weird. I don't care. I don't care at all. This series made me so happy. I didn't do anything but sit in my bed and read these books. Other people didn't see me for weeks. I inhaled these books. They were so good. They were so good. I feel like these people are my friends. I have them in my mind and in my heart like all the time. I know I sound like a crazy person right now, and maybe I am, but I don't care because I love it so much. If you ask me what this series is about, I don't know what I should tell you without giving you like severe spoilers for the whole thing that happens. Basically, these 400 pages are packed with plot. I haven't read a book that has so much happening in 400 pages in a long time. I feel like authors tend to extend their stories so they can make a series out of it. And you have one book that is just filler. Not a lot of filler in this whole series. I think, at least. You can have a different opinion, but just get through the beginning. The beginning is kind of, you always have to have like kind of an introduction and setting up the story. That is a part that can get a little, you might not seem that interested in the story, trust me. Push through the first like 50 or 100 pages and you will be so deep in this world that you don't want to get out anymore. Basically, let me give you a little hint. The story is about Feyre, who's a human girl in the human world, kind of. And then there's also, that is really just that small of a part. And then there's that big of a part that's like fairy world. And there are the Fae living there. Humans and Fae don't really like each other. There was a war some time ago and it created like, it wasn't good. So there's a wall created, they are separated from each other. Humans hate Fae, Fae hate humans, don't care about humans. That's the vibe you get. Feyre lives with her family. They are very poor. She has to go hunting to provide for them. Her sisters are like very annoying. It gives Cinderella vibes, and stepsisters. They are horrible, honestly. Her father is a little piece of shit who doesn't do anything. He just sits there and carves his wood figures. She's like the only one who's reasonable for the situation they are in and really tries to make things better. She goes hunting one day and there's a wolf, a big wolf. She kills the big wolf. Maybe it was not her best idea. Turns out it was the wrong kind of wolf, and now some Fae people are mad at her for killing this wolf, and she gets transported to the fairy world, has to leave her shit human family behind, and now she's there and she's not happy. And I don't want to tell you more because you have to find out for yourself. It doesn't, if you summarize the plot like I did right now, it sounds like a very typical, I don't know, human and fae story. To me it's not. There's so much action in these books happening. You get a lot of fighting scenes, you get a lot of humor. It's so funny, it made me laugh out loud. You get parts that will annoy you so much, but it's just great. Please do me a favor and read it. Please, please, please. They're also making a TV series out of it. I'm scared. I am scared. I'm so scared. Because I've had a bad experience with books turning into movies when I was younger. Ever since then, I'm mortified when something I love so much gets turned into a TV series. But I have hopes. So let's all stay tuned for that. You have time still to read the books before the TV series comes out. I don't know when it will be released, but I am here for it. And I will not stop talking about these books ever. From now on, every opportunity I will get to bring up one of the characters or one of the books or one single thing, I will. So buckle up for a lot of ACOTAR references in the future. I am so obsessed with this series that I am thinking about getting a tattoo dedicated to ACOTAR. I don't have any tattoos. It would be my first one. That shows you how much I love this series. If that doesn't show it, I don't know. I have rambled about these books for like, I don't know how much time now, but I have to shut up. I don't want to. I want to tell you more. I want to talk about more. And maybe I will. Maybe I will do a video where I can tell you more details for the people who've also already read it. But I'm scared that some of you haven't, and then you will be mad at me for spoiling. But it's very... Please do yourself a favor if you haven't read it. Don't Google fan arts until you've finished the series. You will know things you don't want to know. Okay, and because I loved ACOTAR so much, I was like, okay, do I try another Sarah J. Maas? I do. So, Crescent City it is. I have the second book right here because the first one is the one I'm currently reading. That's the cover. It looks like this. House of Earth and Blood, and this is House of Sky and Breath. It is. If you are asking me what these books are about, I honestly have to say I don't know. I'm reading the first one and I don't know. It's a lot. Maybe is the map in the second book. I want to show you the map. This is, I will pronounce these names so wrong. Lunathion, something like that. And it looks like this. The place, you won't see it. Maybe I can put it here somewhere, but it is a circle, and the circle has different parts, different complicated names. In the different parts, this book, there are so many different creatures. There are angels, there are archangels, there are vampires, there are werewolves, there are wraiths, there are assassins, there are fawns, ghosts, I don't know. Every fantasy creature you can imagine, it is in this book. It has a name, it has a place it lives in. If I tell you I have not been so confused in word building in a long time, I am confused. I don't know what's going on. I can tell you that the first book gets started with like a little word building and we get introduced to two friends. Then a horrible murder happens and now they are trying to solve it. And we get to know a lot of characters along the way. Most of the time I'm confused. I think I am about 150 pages in. I think I have to start from the beginning again because I haven't picked the book up in quite some time. You want to know why? Because I couldn't concentrate on the story. My neighbors were playing party music, and normally it doesn't bother me because I'm just so focused on my book. But because this book is so complicated with all the creatures and characters and places, I couldn't focus. So I had to read it like a book that was not that heavily fantasy plot-wise because I couldn't concentrate. And since then I haven't picked it up, so I'm very confused. But I know it's good. I made the mistake and watched Carrie's video before I ordered these books because I thought I would not want to read them. Joke's on me, I want to. The good thing is that I forget like what happens in books, and she did basically a summary of this whole story, so I kind of know what happens. But it has been some time since I've watched these videos, so I think I forgot most of the plot now again, which is good. If you have read the books or if you don't want to read them, watch Carrie's videos. So great. Love them so much. She also did ones on Akatar now, and I loved it. She's so funny. Carrie, I love you. Okay, and then now let's move on to A Touch of Darkness. I also already read these 3 books. Did I read them directly after I read Akatar? Yes. Am I addicted to dark romances now? Maybe. I have a Kindle Unlimited account now. Should I be embarrassed? No. Am I embarrassed? A little bit. But it's okay. A Touch of Darkness. It's Greek mythology inspired. It is about the story of Hades and Persephone. In German it's Persephone, so I've recently heard that it's pronounced Persephone. And I can't grasp the difference of these two sounds of the name, but that doesn't have to interest you at all. It's a modern adaptation of Greek mythology. It is that the gods still exist in our modern world and they are kind of celebrities. Have different characteristics. They appear on red carpets, people cheer for them. There are also people who hate them and who want them to be gone. But our little Persephone here is the daughter of Demeter, and Demeter has kept her in hiding. So nobody knows that she's a goddess. Nobody knows that Persephone, the goddess, exists. And she studies journalism at a normal university and gets a pretty good internship at a quite established newspaper in New Athens, which is where they live, New Athens. But she kind of gets to know Hades. He's the owner of nightclubs there. I think this concept is so funny, by the way. Apollo is kind of a DJ in this universe, and he has clubs, also nightclubs, but he's only playing his own music. So petty, I think it's so funny. It's a good story. I like it. I like everything Greek mythology, you know the deal. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with it, but I am. I love new adaptations of Greek mythology. I don't know, it brings me so much joy how other people pretend like the gods still exist in our modern society, and how they like rearranged their perception so that it fits to modern standards. It's so fun. Apollo being a DJ. How can you not enjoy that? Please, give me reasons why you should not enjoy Apollo as a DJ. But yeah, it's, if you know Greek mythology, you know it's Hades and Persephone. It's a love story. The series, by the way, keep that in mind, it's not finished. It is not finished. There will be a 4th book. The 3rd book will leave you on a very bad cliffhanger. So if you don't like reading unfinished series, don't read it, please. It's horrible. I hate it. I hate that I read an unfinished series and now that I have to wait for another book. The worst part about it is that I already forgot so much of the plot, even though I read these books a month ago maybe. So I'm pretty sure I will need to reread the whole series before I can finish it. Great, isn't it? So yeah, one of my favorite characters in this whole series is Hermes, by the way. Shout out to my boy Hermes. Very funny dude. Very funny dude. The 1st book, good. 2nd book, 3rd book, okay. It gets downhill somehow. Especially the 2nd book. It made me angry. But if you are into the miscommunication trope, you will love it. I hate miscommunication. I think it's so stupid. If they would just talk to each other, everything would be fine. They never do. So that's something I wanted to say, and I wanted to warn you, because if you get mad about miscommunication, maybe don't read it. You will get mad. Would I recommend these? If you're into Greek mythology, sure, give it a try. Lastly, let's get to this. These hollow vows, these twisted bonds. Is the series good? I don't know. Did I enjoy it? I did. It's a little ACOTAR inspired. It has the vibes of ACOTAR. I read these hollow vows before I read ACOTAR, so I didn't notice it as much. But I read these twisted bonds after reading ACOTAR, so I definitely felt it happening. I listened to this one as an audiobook, and the ending left me angry and confused. This came out this year, a few months ago, so I picked it up, read it. It's a duology, guys. If you want to read a finished series, you can. It's a finished series. I had a good time reading it. It's not that it's the most innovative. What is it with me and words today? It's not the most unique story you will ever read. It's very predictable at some times, very unpredictable in the 2nd book sometimes though. The 2nd book had, I marked it in red, 2 parts. Was the 1st one also the one that made me laugh like a crazy person? Yes. If I tell you I was screaming here reading it because it was so ridiculous and funny, I was. So I had a good time. What is it about, you may ask? It's another humans, fairies, they hate each other story, where a human gets transported into fairyland, may or may not fall in love with one or two of them, has to steal things. They are bargains and weirdness all over. That doesn't describe the story at all, but honestly, I'm the worst at describing stories without telling you spoilers. I don't know why I have this channel. That's basically the whole point of a booktube channel, but let's not get into this. The thing is, if you don't mind being angry at the main character for the whole plot of the first book, and then being annoyed at the character for being aware that she was stupid all of the first book and the second book. I recommend you to read it, but you will be angry at Bree all the time during the first book. But that's it for my book haul, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you had fun hearing me praise ACOTAR, basically. I could also name this video me hyping up ACOTAR for I don't know how many minutes straight, but yeah, what can I say? I just like it, okay? Live with it. No, but for real though, thank you so much for watching. I hope that I will be more active on this channel. At least that's my aspiration. Let's see how it goes. But yeah, I had a lot of fun filming this video. As you can maybe tell, I'm in a very good mood now. I'm hyped to read something new. And yeah, see you guys next time. Bye!